So, in the last class, we have discussed about Abbe's sine rule, and then we have also discussed a few problems based on the Snell's law and the spherical refractal surfaces. So, we have solved nearly 3 problems. So, one problem I have left for you. So, in this class, again, we will be discussing few more problems. So the first problem here says the refractive index of water is 4/3. How much time will light take to travel through a water column of length 500 meter? So here the refractive index of water is given, which is 4/3. So now he is asking how much time. So here you have to find how much time the light take to travel through a water column of length 500 meters. So there is a water column. So which is 500 meters. So when a light is passed into this water, which has got the refractive index of 4/3, then what is the time it takes to travel through the water column of 500 meter? Now we know that refractive index can be given by C by V. So from where did we get this formula? So this is from absolute refractive index. So here C denotes the speed of light in vacuum and here the speed of light in a medium. So now we have to find V. So V will be equals to C by N. So if I substitute the value of C here, C is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second divided by N is given. N is 4/3. So what will happen? 3 3 is 9. 9 by 4. V is equals to 9 by 4 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So this is what we get. So here the velocity is in meters per second, but from the basic definition we know velocity is displacement by time. So now from this I can take the time. So time can be equals to displacement by velocity. So from the equation or from the question we know the distance, that is 500 meters. So if you substitute this, what you will get? Time t is equals to distance is 500 meters and velocity, how much did we get? We got 9 divided by 4 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So here meters will get cancelled. What remains is 500 multiplied by 4 divided by 9, and if this goes upside then this will be minus 8. So here it is per second. If this comes to a numerator, then that becomes second. If I take these two zeros in this, then what will happen? So 5 into 4 into 10 power minus 6 divided by 9. So this is in seconds. So 5 4 is 20. 20 by 9 into 10 power minus 6 second. 9 ones, 9 2 is 18. 2 left. 9 2 is 18. So 2 will be left. So answer is 2.23 microseconds. So this much time the light takes to travel in a water column of length 500 meters. So what we have done here, we have used the formula for absolute refractive index, then we used the basic definition of velocity from this velocity displacement time equation. We got the formula for time, and then we have substituted the value of velocity and the value of distance that is given in the question, and we solved, and time came out to be t is equals to 2.23 microseconds. So now let us move to the next question. So here is the question. So the question reads, the ray of light passes from air to glass at an angle 30 degree. Calculate angle of refraction and what is the speed of light in glass. So a light traveling from where to where? So it is traveling from air to glass. Now the refractive index of air is 1 and the refractive index of glass is given. It is 1.5. So now the angle of incidence is 30 degree to the normal drawn at interface. So what he is asking, calculate the angle of refraction. So R is don't know, and what is the speed of light in glass. So he is asking velocity in glass. So we have the data here. So refractive index of air is known, refractive index of glass is known, angle of incidence is known. So from this data we can use the Snell's law to find the angle of refraction. So if this is the interface, if this is glass, this is air, so Na, Ng, so there is a normal which is drawn the interface. Now the light ray which is coming from air medium hits the interface and gets refracted away from the surface towards the normal. So this angle is I and this angle is R. So AOB. AO is incident ray and OB is refracted ray. So now let us use the Snell's law. So from Snell's law, N is equals to sin I by sin R. Since the refractive index of air is 1, so I am taking in here. So from this equation, sin R will be equals to what? Sin I by N. So sin I, the angle of incidence given as 30 degree. So N here is 1.5. So if you solve, sin 30 is 1 by 2 divided by 1.5. So if you do this, you get the value 0.333. So for R, sin inverse of 0.333 is 19 degree. So from Snell's law you got the angle of refraction. So now the next question is, what is the speed of light in glass? So here we have to find how much is the speed of light when it travels in a glass medium. So for speed of light, in glass, we have to take the formula N is equals to C by V. So from this equation, we can find the speed of light in glass, because C is known to us and N is known to us. So if you substitute this here, so we will be C by N now. So C is 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, which is divided by N and is given as 1.5. So the refractive index is a unitless physical quantity, so you need not to worry about the unit for the refractive index. So if you solve this, you get 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So the speed of light in a glass medium came around 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Since here the refractive index of glass is 1.5, we got 2 into 10 power 8 meters per second. So in some different problems, the refractive index of the glass medium will be changed. So if they give a different refractive index for different glass material, then the speed of light in that glass medium will changes. So here is the third question. So the question reads, a ray of light incident on a transparent liquid will get partially reflected and refracted. The angle between the reflected and the refracted ray is found to be 98 degrees, while the angle between the incident and refracted ray is found to be 162 degrees. Calculate the refractive index of liquid. Now here he is asking to calculate us NL, that is refractive index of the liquid. So what he is telling, so there is a light ray which is incident on a liquid. So when you incident this light ray on the liquid, this light ray will not completely gets reflected or it will not completely gets refracted. So what's happening is this light ray will partially gets reflected and it will partially gets refracted. So in that case he has given angle between reflected and refracted. So angle while the angle between incident and refracted ray is, so it is 162 degrees. So now he is asking us to find the refractive index of liquid. So from Snell's law, you know N is equals to sin I by sin R. So to find N, you need angle of reflection and angle of refraction. But here he has given the combination of angle. Here it is angle between reflected and refracted ray, and here it is angle between incident and refracted ray. Now if you draw the ray diagram for this problem, what will happen is, so there is a liquid here. So we have to draw the normal to the interface. So this is the basic diagram. So now the incident ray PO is incident at the liquid surface. So now this ray will partially gets reflected and this ray will partially gets refracted. Since it is moving from air to the liquid medium, the light ray bends towards the normal. POQ R. So OR is reflected ray, OQ is refracted ray. So the angle of incidence is R. So from the laws of refraction, so from the laws of reflection, we know that angle of incidence will be equals to angle of refraction. So here I is equals to R, so I can write I here. So this is angle of refraction R. So from the data above, the angle between reflected and refracted ray is 98 degree. So angle between reflected and refracted ray is 98 degree. This is reflected ray and this is refracted ray. So angle between these two rays is 98 degree. And the second says angle between incident and refracted ray is, so angle between incident and refracted ray is 162 degree. So this is 162 degree. So now we have half of our problem solved because we have the ray diagram. So from this diagram you can find the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. From that you can apply the Snell's law and find the NL. So if you write the overall angle, so angle POQ plus angle I plus angle I plus ROQ, then that should be equals to how much degree? So 360 degree. So POQ and this angle plus this angle and plus this angle will give you 360 degree. So angle POQ is known to us. POQ is 162 degree plus angle I is 2I plus ROQ is known to us, that is 98, so which is equals to 360 degree. So now let us take this 2I, 360 degree minus 162 degree minus 98 degree. 2I is equals to 360 degree minus 260 degree. So 2I is equals to 100 degree. I is equals to 100 degree by 2. 2 ones, 2 50s. So angle I is equals to how much? 50 degree. Now we have to find angle of refraction, that is R. So from this above diagram, if you consider, so this part of the ray diagram, then angle I plus this 98 degree plus R, then I is known to us, this angle is given to us, and we have to find R. So from this part of the diagram, if you write angle I plus angle ROQ plus angle R, which will be equals to how much? 180 degree, because we are considering only this angle, so this angle is 180 degree. Angle I 50 degree plus ROQ is 98 degree plus R is equals to 180 degree. So angle R is 180 minus 90 minus 50 degree. So angle R is equals to 32 degrees. So we know angle I is equals to 50 degree and angle R is equals to 32 degree. So from both this data we can find the refractive index of the liquid. So Na sin I will be equals to NL sine R. So refractive index of air is 1. Sine of 50 degree is equals to NL sine of 32 degree. Now if you write NL is equals to sine 50 degree by sine 32 degree. So NL will come around 1.44. So from using the Snell's law, we have derived or we have calculated the refractive index of the liquid. So to do this, what we have done is, so firstly we have drawn the ray diagram for this problem. So we have drawn this ray diagram according to the data that is given in the problem. So if the data given in the problem is clear to us, then we can easily draw the ray diagram, and from the ray diagram we can use some mathematical or we can use basic mathematics, and then from that we have found what is angle of incidence, and after that we saw what is angle of refraction. So here R is angle of refraction because we don't know this R. So from these two angles we have used the Snell's law to find what is the refractive index of liquid. So that is sin I by sin R, so which came around 1.44. So the next question here is, a ray of light passes from glass to water. It is incident at an angle of 30 degree. What is the angle of refraction and what is the deviation? So now here ray of light is passing from glass to water. So we know the refractive index of glass, that is 3/2, and the refractive index of water is 4/3. So from this data, which medium is rarer medium and which medium is denser medium? So if I write glass as 1.5 and NW is equals to 1.33. So here water forms the rarer medium, whereas glass forms the denser medium. So in this case, a light is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So let us draw the diagram. So let's suppose if this is the glass and here is the water. So let us draw the normal to the surface, NO and prime. So now here, what is this? This is glass, here is water. So the refractive index of the glass is known to us, that is 1.5, and the refractive index of water is 1.33. So here the light is incident at an angle 30 degree. Now this light ray will get refracted. Since a light ray is traveling from which medium to which medium? It is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So it has to bend towards the surface and away from the normal. So this forms the angle of refraction. So POQ, PO is incident ray, OQ is refracted ray. So now we have I is equals to 30 degree. So NG sine I is equals to NW sine R. So we know NG, we know NW. What is unknown to us? Sin R. So sin R will be equals to NG sin I by NW. So substitute the values. NG is what? NG is 1.5. So we want this is sin I. So sine of how much degrees? 30 degrees divided by NW is 1.33. So sin R is equals to 1.5 into 0.5 divided by 1.33. So if you multiply this, 15 5s 75, so there are two decimal points, so 0.75 divided by 1.33. so if you solve, you get sin R is equals to 0.5639. So from this we need R. Sin inverse of 0.5639 will give the value as around 34 degrees. Now what he is asking what is the deviation. So from the diagram, if you see, so the light ray should go like this. Since there is a change in the refractive index of the two medium, so we can find the deviation of this light ray. So this overall angle is how much? It is R, that is angle of refraction. So if you subtract this angle I, so this is angle I, so if you subtract I in R, then you will get the deviation. So here deviation can be written as angle of deviation is equals to R minus I. So if I rewrite this, angle of deviation will be angle of refraction minus angle of incidence. How? So this is from the above diagram which I have drawn here. So we know value for R and we know what is angle of incidence. So if you do this, then you will get answer around 4 degree 58. So how did we do this? So this is a similar problem which we have already done in our last lecture. So here we are just changing the medium. So it is glass and water, and then from this medium he is asking when a light travels from glass to water, what will happen to the angle of refraction and what is the deviation that is formed by the light ray. So to do that, we first knew that what is the refractive index of glass and what is the refractive index of water. So from that we got to know from where to where the light ray is traveling, whether it is traveling from rarer medium to denser medium or it is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. Since the refractive index of the glass was higher, we said that the light is traveling from denser medium to rarer medium. So here water has got less refractive index. So using this data, we found what is sin R. So now we have angle of refraction. So from that we have to find what is the deviation that has occurred after when the light gets refracted. So this formula we got from the ray diagram itself. So if you are good at ray diagrams, then half of your problems in optics will be done. So try to understand how to draw the ray diagrams before solving the problems. So from this ray diagram we understood D is equals to R minus I. So if this is R minus I, then we can easily substitute the values that we have got here and find the what is angle of deviation. So that's it for the class. In tomorrow's lecture, let us try to solve few more problems on spherical refracting surfaces.